So what if I tell you that the Hydro Traveller is one of the strongest character in the game? Well, I'm not lying. With this new element, the Traveller is now getting buffed, and now I'm really excited to see him in other elements such as Pyro or Cryo. But yeah, in this video I will compare the Hydro Traveller with other Travelers such as Anemo, Dendro, Geo and Electro. And yeah, now let's start. So first let me clarify some things such as how the Hydro Traveller works. First of all, his kit focuses on dealing damage and boosting that damage via HP loss, prompted by the usage of the elemental skill. This will require them to stay continuously on the field, which prompts them to become the team's main DPS character. Hydro Traveller has a way of recovering HP lost to the drainage mechanic, thus easing off the pressure on the team's healer. At C6, this character gets a support skill, which allows them to heal nearby party members based on their own max HP. And yeah, their build is required to have a high HP count so that this skill could be effective. Okay, so first let's compare the Anemo Traveller versus the Hydro Traveller. Well, this may be more than just a comparison, as both are somewhat focused on damage dealing. However, both the Traveller do it on their own way. The Anemo Traveller thrives at being a sub DPS character that contributes with thrill reactions boosted by elemental mastery, while the Hydro Traveller takes to the field to deal pure hydro damage boosted by traditional DPS stats such as attack and goal, standard 2:1 crit damage and crit rate distribution. When it comes to overall damage output, however, the Hydro Traveller has more potential, as that is their main focus with this kit. On the other hand, however, the Anemo Traveller can be considered a better contributor to a team comp, as they can trigger swirl reactions and allow much better main DPS to take the stage. While the Hydro Traveller can help in multiplayer team with healing, they only do that at C6 though, which can take a while to unlock. They can help with hydro application, but when playing solo, this elemental spread may be suboptimal, as it quickly dissipates and the only way of getting off-field hydro damage is through their burst, which demands too much energy to use. Now let's compare the Geo Traveller versus the Hydro Traveller. Another fair comparison, and let's compare. Their two gameplay kits are focused on dealing damage and operating as the team's main DPS character. While both do that job poorly in comparison to other 5-star characters, the Hydro Traveller may actually be better than Geo Traveller. This is because the Geo Traveller has a series of complicated scaling issues and is purely rounded out. The Geo constructs created by their powers can deal a great amount of damage, but they can also be an obstruction in the middle of the field. Additionally, the main elemental reaction involving Geo, namely Crystallize, does not contribute with damage, only creating shields, which in turn are less effective than those created by shielder characters. The Hydro Traveller in opposition has a much more direct build and can contribute more damage. If they have a strong off-field DPS, the Traveller can mix their own attacks to prompt continuous elemental reactions that put them in much better position than the Geo Traveller. The Geo Traveller is best used for exploration purposes, as the Geo constructs can help reaching higher locations, I guess. And I guess covering your way. Next one is the Electro Traveller versus the Hydro Traveller. So for this comparison, it is necessary to evaluate each of them in their own roles in a team comp. The new Hydro form is focused on dealing damage in the main DPS slot, while the Electro form takes on a support role, applying Electro for others to trigger elemental reactions, as well as helping with group's energy recharge rate, I guess. The Electro Traveller is a suboptimal support battery character when compared to other characters, but they do contribute a lot of team comp in this aspect. Pairing them with a solid build can see them continuously recharging bursts. The Hydro Traveller, however, is a suboptimal DPS altogether. Even when not directly compared to some of the best characters for this job, they have better scaling than Geo Traveller, but their overall damage output is still minimal. As such, the Hydro Traveller relies on very strong teammates capable of dealing damage through off-field skills and subsequent elemental reactions. Because of this, Electro Traveller seems to have a better individual choice than the Hydro Traveller, as they can help the team more rather than rely on other characters to do their job. Now finally, let's compare the Dendro Traveller versus the Hydro Traveller. So the Dendro Traveller poses the most significant competition for the Hydro Traveller. Like the Electro Traveller, the Dendro form of the main character is focused on providing support for the team instead of dealing damage. The Dendro Traveller is a great support character, capable of spreading Dendro effectively and triggering various bloom-based elemental reactions for immense damage output. This character can essentially set the stage for some of the best damage dealing teams to operate. In its own role in a team comp, the Dendro Traveller is much better than the Hydro Traveller, as they do not rely on others to adequately work. Prioritizing the Hydro Traveler over the Dendro Traveler is not recommended, however, as the new Fontaine empowered version is not nearly as valuable as the one unlocked in Sumeru. While the gameplay kit concept for the Hydro Traveler seems interesting, it does translate into actual gameplay value, leaving the Dendro Traveler in Genshin Impact the best version of the Traveler so far. But what do you guys think? Which Traveler will you choose, and which Traveler according to you is the best? Comment down your answers below, and I will see you in the next one.